Good evening, viewers. This is BVI Channel 1, and you're welcome back on the platform where we tell you undiluted truth. And on this program, we are live on Biafra Discourse, where we talk everything about Biafra, okay? And as you know, the ideological perspective of this platform when it has to do with Biafra, how we're going to get Biafra, the ideologies driving Biafra struggle, and what truly the freedom we seek means to our people. On this program, it is live. You can drop your comment through the comment section. You can also call 0810454533 to join in the discussion, but keep it within the topic under review. We don't permit people to use any language or either violent language, threatening language, or vulgar language on this platform, okay? We behave like Biafrans because we are the most civilized people on the face of the planet. And on this today, we are going to deliberate on very important issue. Some people may say, oh, it is old, but the truth is still fresh. The position of Arewa, they made a press conference and they pleaded with Nigerian government that instead of plunging Nigeria into another war, you better let Biafrans go. That is where we are taking our leave on today's program. Let us quickly take that video once more and I'll be right back. Don't go away.
Muted voices of millions of Igbo cannot be heard, so that Nigerians can understand the degree to which secession by the Igbo represents their popular choice. Nigeria has had to fight two terrible wars to preserve the country. The North has paid its dues in that war, and indeed in many ways throughout the history of our country. Under our current circumstances, no Nigerian should welcome another war to keep this country together. The North, in particular, has more than enough challenges, and we recognize that violent secession by any part of Nigeria will compound the problems of all Nigerians under which we live. The forum has arrived at the difficult conclusion that if support for secession among the Igbo is as widespread as it is being made to look, and Igbo leadership appears to be in support of it, then the country should be advised not to stand in its way. It will not be the best choice for the Igbo or Nigerians to leave a country we have all toiled to build, and a country we all have responsibility to fix. But it will not help a country already burdened with failures on its knees to fight another war to keep the Igbo in Nigeria.
You've seen that. What is your take on this? Where the Ara Elders Forum is advocating that the Biafrans should let go or should be let go to have their own independent country instead of plunging Nigeria into another war. Talking about war, I came across a fresh video, like fresh bread from the oven, where the Nigerian security operatives, especially the military, was celebrating a recovery, as they call it, of Ogbunigwe in Imo State, as they engage in what they call fight against insurgent. My people, that video made me laugh to some extent, but it actually rang a bell on why are these Arewa elders begging that the Biafran people should be let go. Just like I saw it recently, the video was showing right there from the discoveries, as they say, in one of the remote villages in Imo State, where they were saying that they have recovered Ogbunigwe. You know what Ogbunigwe is? Ogbunigwe is one of the biggest achievements and invention of the Biafran soldiers during the war. And it was a nightmare to the Nigerian army. And today, they discovered something, they recovered something which I have already elaborated in the video I'll be publishing immediately after this broadcast. What actually they discovered is something that could be called laughable. But my own take in this whole video is seeing the Nigerian security operatives celebrating a recovery of a rusted pipe in the name of Obunigwe. But that recovery, I think, is exactly what triggered that fear and panic. The fear of Obunigwe is actually, making these people to jitter that if this thing is brought back again with the dilapidated, outdated military equipment of Nigeria, obsolete military equipment of Nigeria will not be able to stand the Biafran people if there is another war. This is not a call for war or an advocacy for war, but it is good morning that begats how are you. But now on this program, we are discussing about why would these people ask for the peaceful, the most underlining word there is peaceful separation of Biafran people from Nigeria instead of plunging Nigeria into another war. And I can also remember that just recently the Oduduwa elders made a similar call to restructure Nigeria, that nothing will ever make Nigeria to work except restructuring Nigeria back to regional government where each federating unit will be able to thrive on their own, which to some extent is the irreducible minimum of some Biafran people who say Nigeria can never work as it is. Of course, it is true. And the irreducible minimum they can ask for in Nigeria is confederation, is through federalism, is restructuring Nigeria back to regional government. This is the position of many Biafran people. Now today, what is your take on this? Now, within the contemporary Nigeria today, who do you think will stand as the biggest obstacle in achieving this very advocacy by the Arewa elders? And what is also the position of Igbo elders, whether from Ohanezendi Igbo or other pan-Igbo organizations? Now, I'll be joined in this interactive section by the Biafran Parliament, the members of Biafran Parliament who have always been on this program and have been at the center of ensuring that this program keeps afloat. I'll be joined by Ndubisi and Enugu, who is also joining me virtually, and others who may join later. And you can also join in this conversation to voice your opinion. What is your take on this? You can call +234 810 4545 533. I will recall the number again. +234 810 4545 533 to call and voice your opinion. I'll be opening up the lines from now, and please keep the conversation in line with what we're talking about. Good evening, Ndubisi. You're welcome to the program tonight. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening and good evening to our viewers all over the world. Thank you for keeping the message alive.
Thank you. You're welcome. And also we have Nonso right there joining us visually as well.
Good evening, Bazi. Good evening, our audience. My name is Nonso. By God's grace, we have
all right. While we wait for your calls to come in, viewers, you can just hit on the subscription button in case you've not subscribed on this channel. And you can also support our effort in keeping this advocacy up and running. Now, Ndubisi, tell us your opinion with regards to what the Arewa Elders Forum is advocating for with regards to the freedom of Biafran people from Nigeria peacefully instead of plunging Nigeria into another war. What's your take on that?
Yeah, thank you, Chinedu. To me, the Arewa's position, is not sincere. It's not coming from their heart. I'm seeing it as a group of people making jest of themselves and the whole people. They have been benefiting from the fraudulent system we have in Nigeria. I mean, since after the Civil War, the political elites, not just all the Arewas, because you and me know that the northern part of Nigeria, from statistical records, are economically backwards upon the fact that they've been in power for the past 50 years. But that political influence they have not benefited or the ordinary people in the north. So for this group of people to come together and say that the Biafrans should be given opportunity to go is just making mockery of themselves. We down here, and personally somebody like me is not being deceived by the call. If they want the country to be working, they know the right thing to do. But they never wanted the system to work. They just wanted to be sharing our natural resources, God-given resources, among few elites, among few of them, not to the majority of the people in the northern Nigeria, But looking at it, the face value of it, the core, of course, is what everybody has been asking for. When I say everybody, I mean the genuine people, not the cabal that call themselves the economic, political, professional, religious elites spread all over Nigeria. When you come to sharing of our God-given resources, they are one Nigeria. They believe in one Nigeria, but call for a functional and productive system, you will not see these people. So, Chinedu, as far as I'm concerned, if I see genuine people calling for not disintegration of Nigeria, but having the right system in Nigeria, or allowing any ethnic group in Nigeria that want to go. If I see any genuine group saying that, I will know. The process is straightforward. It's simply having a system, go to National Assembly or go to court, push your case that we want true federalism, or we want to put in Nigeria Constitution a clause that allows self-determination. Any group that wants to have their own freedom should be allowed to go. So it's not by granting press conference, by just sitting before the camera and talking nonsense. But what they're saying is what most of us are after and have been agitating and advocating for since over the past 10 years or thereabouts. And that call will continue. And we must continue to give ourselves and our children generation sense of direction. That as long as Nigerian system as presently configured or designed can never be sustained, to a few criminals masquerading themselves as our political criminal, as our political leader. Chinedu, thank you. That's my submission for now.
All right. Okay. Now, Tunonso, joining us virtually as well. Give us your own submission, and also you can, make reference to your own opinion with respect to what could actually deter, or do you agree with Indubisi that they are not sincere in this call for the freedom of Biafran people from Nigeria? And also,
Of course, I agree in totality with what Mazen Indubisi has said. These people are not serious. The first question you will ask yourself is Arewa Youth Forum an advocacy group for Ndibo? Another question you will ask yourself is, what has happened recently that will prompt their statement or their press outing.
Okay.
Then you now look into it as a politically motivated statement, because very soon we are suspecting that they want to trigger a kind of agitation that they will manipulate from the north. And you know what I am referring to, because if they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu this December in their court outing, you notice that this is a stepping stone, like giving Nnamdi Kanu a platform to push their own campaign for them, because nothing is necessitating this statement at the moment. In fact, if we are looking for people that will make this kind of statement, we should be expecting it from the Yorubas, because they have repeatedly made some apartheid policies that are hurting the interests of Igbo in the southwest. And as of yesterday, the 30th of November, the President General of Ara Elders came out and he was very angry, standing in, for the interest of Igbo, telling the southwest that Igbo has been there, doing all their best to see that they develop southwest. So there is no room for them to be rejected in Lagos State. So the Lagos people are trying to push away Igbo people from their region. If anybody should make a statement, it should come from the southwest. There is no any reason why Arewa youth should call for this kind of push out of Igbo from Nigeria. So I am seeing it as something that is politically motivated. There has to be something on the ground happening that we don't know. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. No, so you made mention of the possibility of politically motivation undertone to this very advocacy by the Arewa elders. Okay, let me quickly refresh your mind on what is on the screen coming from Imo State. Like I was making some reference, recently the Nigerian military, we are seeing celebrating recovery, as they call it, of Ogbunigwe. And you know, if you remember, Ogbunigwe is very popular during the Nigerian Biafran War as one of the greatest inventions at that time that gave the Nigerian military a huge damage and nightmare. Now, for this to be discovered and many more agitation, especially armed agitation, and seeing the restiveness among youths in the South is people are, someone could say maybe this discovery of rusted pipe. I'm also very ashamed of Nigerian military who was calling it Ogbunigwe. Actually, it was a rusted pipe, and I have already made my position clear on a video I'll be publishing immediately after this live broadcast. So you can watch it immediately after this live broadcast. I'll be publishing what they actually discovered in Imo State, claiming they discovered Ogbunigwe. But I'm trying to bring to your notice what is the possibility of these guys saying that they have discovered Ogbunigwe, and now they are asking that Igbos should be let go, or Biafrans should be let go, instead of plunging Nigeria into another war. So that is the bone of contention on this program tonight. Now, I am joined by, I think this is Udog Win. I'm very far from. Okay, no, that is Doctor. Good evening, sir. You're welcome to the program tonight. You can unmute yourself so that we can hear you. You can unmute yourself. We can't hear you from here. Okay, maybe it's not. You can introduce yourself and let our viewers know you are in already so that we can continue.
Okay, this is Mbadike joining the program from New York.
Thank you, Dr. Mbadike, for joining the program. Give us your own opinion with respect to what we're talking about. You might have understood where we're coming from on this program. Tell us, what's your take?
Yes, I'm following you on different devices. So in reference of what you said, that as our brother Ndubisi just put it, through. As the situation of Nigeria is today, everybody is in a panic mood. Nobody don't know what is going on, with Biafran agitation being all over the world. And most of these people don't know the type of consultation that is going on underneath the table. And for them saying that they find Ogunigwe somewhere in Imo State, that tells you that Nigeria don't have a military that will defend them. It's a sign of panic. It's a sign of not having a place to lay their hands on. It's a sign of a failed state. Because when you look at the situation in Nigeria today, even the Arewa knows that the first war was fight one-sided, and there's no media, to cover what's going on. But in today's activities, you can use an Israel as an example, and that will tell you the way it's going to be in Nigeria if anything happens there. Now, the agitation of Biafran has been all over the world, and people are paying keen attention to what is going on there. That's why when you see what is going on there, the problem that we have mostly is from the people that are representing us because they are not speaking out. If they are speaking out, they know it's going to be a different ball game. For instance, you see activities going on in Lagos where our people doing their trading and all sort of stuff. And when you find these things going on, you know that we are the marked people for destruction. And it's about time for us to stand on our feet to be able to challenge all this, destruction that is coming our way. And when these systems get to find out, even though that you might say that we are not, putting our heads together, but the people, their opposition, are still worried about you because they know you can go to sleep at night and come up the next morning doing what they don't expect you to do. That's what you see that is going on in Nigeria today. And it's a wake-up call for our people in diaspora because sometimes we're talking about democracy. Then you see most of the people in the Western world are supposed to know what democracy is all about. If you can stay in the Western world and you criticize the government there, nobody gets you arrested, and somebody criticize somebody in Nigeria, and they will be, chasing that person to be killed. And these people in the diaspora will see all those things. They don't, voice it out that this is not the way democracy is supposed to be practiced. But in reference not to go away from what you are saying, the system that we find ourselves in Nigeria is not a suitable system. And our people need to put their heads together and be able to find a way out because that enclave is not for us. It's drawing us back. Most of us in diaspora want to bring some activities home to develop our land, but you can't develop it because they have a system in place to subdue our people not to advance. I will hold it on here and I will come back again to make more input on what we need to do and for us to be able to forge ahead. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let us quickly go to some of the commentaries we already have right here from the comment section. All right, and in case if you want to be part of this program and you want to call, the lines to call remain +234 8104 533. When you call these numbers, we'll be able to take your call. The numbers remain +234 8104 533. Okay, we'll be able to take your calls. And when you call, you have just 1 minute or 2 maximum for your own submission. Let us take the first caller. Hello, good evening. You have please turn down the volume of your listening device and speak to us. Your name, we already know you are a regular caller, Chinyere Udogo, Ezog from US, calling from US. Give us your own submission with respect to the call of Arewa people for the Biafran freedom in Nigeria through peaceful process. Please.
Hello, my name is Chinyere Eze Oku. Then come right on the message of the Kakas, like rightly said. Your topic is on the Arewa asking the Igbos to go and all that. That is a hypocritical statement that the government. If they mean it, why don't they allow the Igbos to go? You see, when I look at this present generation, our people, I don't know how to describe it, because even the devil don't even want us. Because of our inactivity, we are neither warm or cold. We cannot be actually be defined by anybody. Even God don't want us. Nobody wants us because of our lukewarm attitude. These are people who are well aware and seeing danger staring on themselves, and yet they do nothing. Our people have actually, really, listen to me. Don't direct me. Our people have actually defined that intellectually they are below animals. Because even animals, there are reactions. Even before I travel to America and all that, even in abattoirs, where they kill numbers and all that. Go and look at the numbers to be slaughtered. They come back and fight back. What type of people are we? Let me tell you one thing. Whether we like it or not, Igbo will take shelter to that land. And I will see how many cars, how many gold money, and everything that they will run away with and how far they can go. Now, when you talk about insecurity and all that, the chief of defense staff, I think it's Peter Musa or what, with the service.
Sorry, I think we are missing you.
Hello?
Go on. We have a call breaking in. Just go on.
Hello?
Go on. We can hear you.
Okay. You see, our people are proving to be less intelligent than animals. In the face of danger, there's no reaction from us. What are we waiting for? The chief of defense staff, along with the whole service chief, told the House of Rep in plenary that Finland is sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria by the backing of Simon Ekpa and all that. And that is an official statement, an official security statement, directly from the people in charge of defense in Nigeria to the highest decision-making, law-making body in Nigeria, House of Rep. If you don't know, they are stronger than the Senate because that is the full representation of the people.
Okay.
That tells you. Excuse me. Are you hearing me?
Start concluding. Other people are on the line. They are waiting.
Allow me to judge the problem with you. Okay, now you don't want me to go that. Okay, don't worry. Now let me tell you.
Sorry, we have rules of engagement. If we call, there are other people on the line. Hello, good evening. You're welcome to the program. This is BVI Channel 1 and we are on Biafra Discourse. Your name and where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Okibo. My name is Afam.
All right, you have 2 minutes maximum on your submission.
Yeah, my submission is that the only thing we have now, the only mission we have now is to restore Biafra, because if we fail to restore Biafra now, we have to put our blood, our food, and our pain. We have to sacrifice. As I am now, I am a driver. We have seen many things on the way. Some drivers have been kidnapped by Fulani wearing Nigerian military uniform. So we have to do everything humanly possible to liberate ourselves in peace or in peace. Because if we fail to do it now, what our children are going to face tomorrow will be worse than what we are facing now.
All right, just a quick question to you while we continue. If you are presented on the table a peaceful dissolution and freedom of Biafran people, and also through the war, which one will you go for? You know, the Arewa people are asking for Biafrans to be let go without war. Will you choose without war, or will you insist that war must happen?
What is there is that if you have every available weaponry, if you have every
do you choose between war as a means to achieve Biafra or peaceful means to achieve Biafra?
For those that have been killed, all those are people that have been killed, their lives cannot be the same. We will go to war. when we know God is on our side, we will go to war and revenge back. We
Okay,
cannot be
okay, you
insolent
want a
because when
revenge,
we
you want a revenge, a pound of flesh from Nigeria for killing
yes,
Biafrans.
yes, yes,
Okay, you
a
don't
revenge.
want a peaceful process to get Biafra.
It's,
Okay, that's your opinion
what
on that.
happened to those? Sir,
That is your opinion?
that's my opinion.
All right, thank you very much for joining on the program. Just keep watching and keep following. God bless you.
Okay, okay.
All right, hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, good evening, Chinedu. I'm calling from Italy. My name is Chukwudi.
All right, Chukwudi, go on. With your submission, you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, like you just said that the Arewa chief and all of that was talking about Igbos to go, asking the Igbos to go. Well, we have underrated ourselves. The Igbos have underrated themselves. So that is why anybody can come and begin to talk nonsense. Because like the Biafra we're talking about now, if the Igbo leaders stand up and say enough, we want to go, no, I don't think anybody can stop them. We'll neither fight them. So you can see what is happening in Nigeria. Just imagine when a government or whomever we wake up, like a place like Lagos, we wake up, we say, I want to demolish Igbo's people's properties. And they go freely, nobody disturbs them. You know, so that is the problem. So the problem here is that the Igbos, we Igbos have to unite and take things to work. Because real Nigerian person is, the real people that believe in Nigeria is Igbos because they invest in everywhere. The invest is in everywhere. You go to North, what you see is Igbo. You go to Lagos, what you see is Igbo. If you go to our side, you don't see any investment of so we underrated ourselves. I watched TV this morning when I saw an Igbo man that his building was brought down. He's begging Tinubu, telling Tinubu that his excellent president and all of that, I should look into the issue. Why should all this be going on? So they have looked at some who is helpless. And the Nigerians rejected the Igbos. But Igbo rejected themselves before the Nigerians. That's what the problem is that is going on. The Igbos rejected themselves before Nigerians. Because Nigeria is a country that will never work. The restructuring they're talking about, it can never work. One, we are not of the same tradition. We don't wear the same clothes. We don't eat the same food. We don't believe in one thing. So how is it going to work? If there is such a Nigeria today, the problem we are facing tomorrow will still come up. Because,
How will it come up? If we restructure Nigeria back to regional government, where each unit will be independent in their own way to harness their resources, there will not be need for people to determine elections that happened in the east, in the north. They are not going to go to north to determine elections in court. You'll be in control of your territory. You'll be in control of your resources. How would that, is that not at least a step in the right direction for the freedom of Biafran people?
Anyway, yeah, not like restructuring Nigeria is bad. But why I say it's not going to work is the fact that Nigeria has been living in that way for a very long time. At the time, they changed the whole narrative to where we are today now. So one mad person can still come up and do the same that brought us to where we are today. Where I live in Italy, you see somebody coming from he can go and settle or build whatever he or she wants to build in any part of the country. Nobody disturbs him. He lives peacefully and quietly as an Italian person. But in Nigeria, you cannot do that. When you go to Yoruba land, they see you as Yoruba. Sorry, if an Igbo man go to Yoruba land, they see you as a foreigner. If Yoruba man go to Igbo land, they see him or her as a foreigner. If Northerners go to anywhere, so how long should we be?
No, that is a known fact. That is a known fact. The truth of the matter is that Nigeria is not one and can never be one. We are just deceiving ourselves saying that we are one Nigeria. There is nothing one about Nigeria. That is clear. But what we are talking about is now the process of getting ourselves out of the problem we found ourselves in. And if I may ask, if the option is placed on the table for you for a peaceful resolution of Nigeria and the freedom of Biafran people to that of war, armed struggle and war, which one will you choose?
Yeah, let me tell you, when two things come in place, one must always take a position. Freedom is not get with easily. You cannot get freedom easily. Freedom, you must fight to get it. And the nature of Nigeria and whom we are dealing with, there is no how any of these people will stand up today and say we want to divide Nigeria. No.
Okay, so we must fight to get freedom. The Biafra must fight another war.
They call it freedom, but freedom is not free. And if you see, let me tell you one thing. You see, when you need something, and who you are dealing with, as even it's a Western world, like in Britain. In Britain, they said they want to go. In Britain, they said they want to exit from the European community. They go on referendum, and everybody stick to one voice, and they go quietly without fight, because they are one people that believe in one direction.
All right.
Yoruba not.
Let us have this conversation. I think I like the direction you're going, because it's not just about you. A lot of people are calling, but I decided to keep this conversation with you open for some time, because we need this sensitization to go on. Now, when you talk about the option of war, we must fight for freedom. I agree with you. You must fight to be free. Freedom is not free. I agree with you completely. But do you agree with me that there are different forms of fight? That it is not all about arms fight. That's fight with guns and bullets. Do you know that there had always been a fight, not just with arms and bullets, that even have devastated our land more than anything else? In Nigeria, talking about economic war against our people. Do you realize that is another big fight that has decimated our homeland? Do you realize that there are other social factors? Because when that war ended and they declared the three reconstruction, reconciliation, and reintegration, they never happened. None of them happened. So the social war had continued to be unleashed against our people. Look at appointments. Look at even the number of states in Nigeria. Look at the number of what they call federal character. It is all working against our people. So now, when we look at all of these things, now the political war is the ultimate. When we say the Fulanese are doing this and that, the agenda of the Fulanese and the North, what is our own political agenda? Are we really in control of our homeland? Those who are governing us, they are our brothers and sisters. Do they pay allegiance to our struggle? And why is it that the Biafran people have refused, the Biafran enthusiasts, the Biafran agitators, have refused the option of engaging the Nigerian politicians of Igbo or Biafran extraction? Let me use Igbo extraction. Engage them in a political war and wrestle power from them. Then from there, you can now start talking about other forms of war, talking about the economic war, the social war, and the rest of them. What's your take on that?
Now, let me tell you. You see, when we're talking about engaging in the political aspect of it, yes, it's very good. Like I said earlier, you can engage with somebody who will pay attention to you, not somebody who is not paying attention to you. And this so-called, let's call it the Northerners now, instead of calling Fulani, let's call it the Northerners or the Yorubas or the Midwest. That's what they call a Southwest. Let's take it that way. These people understand very, very well that the Igbos, their problem is that the only way to keep them going, that is to get what you want from them, is that they are hungry or power or money. So these two things are what they are putting forward before any Igbo man. They know when they give, just imagine, take a look of Ojus Okano and all of those Umahi and all of that. Even Umahi telling us that Buhari is the best government that have ever happened to in Nigeria. So you can imagine what is there. So these people knows who we are, that bring two things which we love most, money and power.
Okay.
So once these two things are, Igbo man can sell his brother or...
Okay, let's take it again. These few Igbo men that have sabotaged their brothers for political power, the Nigerian Igbo politicians that can sell their people just to get power, just like you rightly said. Okay, now, who votes for these people? In Igbo land, for instance, Who are the electorates in Igbo land? Are they Fulanese? Are they Northerners? Are they Yoruba people? Are they not Biafran people? The Igbos in Igbo land? Are they not the ones who work and rig these people into power? So why would we blame the North of our woes of installing stooges in Igbo land as our political leaders, sabotaging the struggle? So who is to be blamed? For me, we blame ourselves. I mean, the ordinary Igbos and Biafrans from the southeast, as much as I also blame other Nigerians, the ordinary Nigerians across Nigeria, because we are all victims of this madness happening in Nigeria in the name of government. The ordinary people, the only beneficiaries of the impunity of the failed system are the bourgeois, the political elites, and their cohorts. That is the truth. So when we are bringing it home to our own people, the Biafrans, we should blame ourselves for having very few charlatans as our political leaders. That is the position many people are yet to understand and how to meaningfully organize themselves. If you say the Biafran agitators, there are so many factional groups as one of the biggest factors hindering the Biafran people from actually taking over their lands and chasing away the political hawks that has plundered our land and in exchange for power have sabotaged the struggle. If the Biafran people can understand this very simple procedure, I can tell you, we can start enjoying the fruits of good governance. And that is where we come in. And that is where we tell and inform our people through continuous sensitization that the only way you can get freedom truly is to liberate yourself from those who are oppressing you within the corridors of power. When you start having good schools, when you start having security, when you start having meaningful environment that allows business to thrive, when our people start returning their wealth home and feel secured, that time we can actually tell our people that we are in control of our homeland and there is nothing better than our home. That is when Biafra agitation will start making sense to a lot of people. What is your take on that? Finally, then we'll allow others to join the conversation.
All right. Chile, let me just conclude what you just said. See, you told me, like, I watch you. I want heard from you that you lived in England for some time before you moved back to Nigeria. You know, so if you lived in England, you will understand that the system which we operate in Nigeria and the one, so you're talking of maybe who you ask a question, who vote those people that are doing what they are doing today? It's a very clever question to ask, but the answer is just very clear in the sense that nobody is voting anybody in Nigeria. Nigeria, they pick who becomes the governor or who becomes the president, just like they did this past election they did in this presidential candidate, that is Tinubu that brought Tinubu to power. Everybody knows what happened. Hope Uzodinma fourth, he came out fourth, and they put him there. So meaning the election of voting doesn't work.
We know that. We are. That's what I'm saying. We know that they rig elections in Nigeria. What the question is, who rigged this election? Have you seen Hope Uzodinma carry ballot box? Have you seen Hope Uzodinma run political thuggery on the day of the election or their children?
Yes. Let me tell you now, Hope Uzodinma rigged the election in the sense that he was able to pay those people that rigged the election for him.
Who are those people he paid? Are they not Igbos? Are they not Biafrans?
They are. I agree with you.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on now. You see what I'm saying now? This person you're asking, it's like when I saw what was going on in Lagos, where they were bringing down the buildings of the Igbos. Before I do feel bad, even when they bought the market, before I do feel bad, but I tell you the gospel truth now that I don't feel bad anymore. Because after Biafran war, for example, what they're supposed to do, the people are supposed to do is to make our side a very good place. So that these people will be coming there to do business or do whatever they want to do and go back. But unfortunately, that is not happening. Okay. And they go out, you go to North, you build, you will invest, and these people you are staying with, they don't see you as a human being or one of them. Because one, the religion have divided everybody. So this is the problem. So I do pity when in those days I do pity for them when all this are going. But now today I have changed my mind because you cannot be fooled for twice. You understand? You can deceive the woman to make love for the first time, but the second time he will get prepared. But our people are not there. So this is the problem.
All right,
So
thank you very much. I really appreciate your engagement on this program. It is really fruitful because I believe a lot of people who are watching must have gotten one or two things. What we're doing on this platform is not to win debate, but we're here to sensitize and share opinion as to the better way to make our people's lives a lot better. The freedom we seek, how do we go about it and minimize loss of lives and decimating of our homeland? That is the focal vision of this platform, and we engage in this media sensitization for our people to have proper direction. Thank you, my brother Chukwudi, that called in this program.
Thank you.
We hope that those of you who are also joining will make available take advantage of the lines we are putting out there on the comment section to call and be part of this program. +234-8104545533 is the number, and the allocated time for this program or for this conversation, if you call, is just about 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Why I had to extend that is to drive a point from that. Okay, now I'll go back to the visuals. Those who are joining us, the Biafran Parliament that is also anchoring this program with me. There in Ndubisi, I have Ndubisi and also have Comrade Nonso, and I can see that we are having some network downtime. Don't worry, you can continue to refresh and you not miss a thing. Okay, continue to refresh and you will not miss a thing. Let me quickly go to the comment section while we hope that the lines will get better. Okay, while we hope the lines will get better. And in the BC, if you are hearing me, you can unmute yourself and also join in this review of some of the commentaries that are put forward. We have some of the commentaries here. Someone said, Wolo said, is doubting the headline. If it is true, you can watch and see where they were making the advocacy. All right, we have Daniel said, can we drop numbers for WhatsApp call? We've already done that. You can call 08104545533. If you are calling from outside Nigeria, you add the dialing code +234-810-4545533. Then Willie Ugwe said, my opinion is let us unite together and believe in one direction because we have used many dynamically approach to get our freedom, and today Fulani government knows that all Biafra people want is freedom. That is coming from Willie Ugwe. Now Shaleb Iyama said, hallelujah, the ball is on the Biafran court. That very point should be noted. Okay, let us take this call while we continue on the conversation. Hello, good evening. You're on the program. Hello. BVI Channel 1 Biafra Discourse. Your name and where you're joining us from, please.
Okay. If I tell you my name again, you put me on hold. That is what you did before. I'm Chinyere Ezog. Then come right on the message of Kakas.
All right. If you call, just keep your time within 3 minutes. That is what we are saying. We have other people on the line.
You may well be the first victim of what is going to happen now in Igbo land because you know what you are doing.
That is not what we are talking about.
Let our people. Listen to me. Just 1 minute. It's okay.
You have 3 minutes.
Let our people in Imo State. I know you continue to interrupt me until you cut me off or you put me on hold again. Our people in Imo State should not allow what the Supreme Court have intended to do and what they're using the IPOP to do, pushing out to succeed. They must than do and close down Imo State and ask for Uzodimma to go away and bring back Ihe Johan. The sin of behavior was that he said that his people should not be killed. Hope Uzodinma killed you. He used their money to sponsor your people to make it. He is telling you he's going to send Biafrans overseas and you people need to replace them in your land. And you agree. If you don't remove Hope Uzodinma, if you don't remove him, not even to the court, then tell us up today and said that Hope Uzodinma must go away. If he doesn't go away, the witch of the Sultan of Sokoto and all that, Osman Podio, to dig the Quran into the Atlantic will succeed. The chairman of APC, Gonduje, has told you that now that they have gotten Imo State, they are going to use Imo State as a launch pad to conquer the whole of Southeastern State, and you are gone. That's exactly what they are going to do. Our people in Lagos must use the development of what is happening today to interrogate the existence of Nigeria. Let them define for us what is the nation Nigeria, since Igbos cannot own property elsewhere in their land. They should then do everywhere. Close down Lagos. If they kill you, kill them. If they kill you one, kill them 100.
All right, thank you very much. Like we said, we have rules of engagement on this program. We don't use vulgar language. There are languages that are acceptable on this platform, and we insist on that. Thank you for joining, and we hope whenever you call, you stick to the rules of our engagement on this platform. Thank you. While before the call came in, we are reviewing some of the commentaries on the comment section. We have someone said that from what the Arewa elders said, that they are actually advocating for the freedom of Biafran people, so that there will not be another war, just like what the military discovered in Imo State, what they called Obunigwe. All right. So what the guy said now, after the Arewa Consultative Forum said whatever they said, he said the ball is now on the court of the Biafran people. We are going to deliberate that, how the Biafran people is going to go about it anyway. Now, Matu Onoa said, I'm waiting to hear the reaction of our Hanez and Igbo. Then Francis Ifejika said, all we need is Biafra, and Biafra will come, whether they like it or not. Ndo Odiaka said, Igbos need to be free, to free themselves, not Yoruba or Hausas. Okay, so John Rose said, I want Biafra now. John Ikelechi Nwaji said that today you are a Nigerian through, anyway, that one is making comments off point. You must stick on the comment. Your comment must stick on the topic under review. If not, we will not read it, and we may even remove you completely from the platform, because we mean business here. All right. Chukuma Edward John Nkume said, no peaceful freedom on earth, my brother. You must fight for it. Okay, that is your opinion. Others will say their opinion as well. Ray Abua said, Igbos must push back, or else this nonsense will continue. He went on to say, they always say one Nigeria because they know we are not one. John Rosemary Okoro said, the key is to unify or unite Biafrans. Amadi Gabriel said, I love the statement Arewa elder spoke. Now you are getting it. Amadi Gabriel also went on to say, we must fight and get our freedom. That is the opinion. And Paul said Nigeria is a joke. And for the such he said, we cannot fall. Okay, that one is using a fake account and also commenting off point. We also have Rose and Melly said, we are going home in Jesus' name. This one has gone spiritual. All right, that is just about it with the comment section. Let us go back to our discussant on the line today. We have from the Biafran Parliament, the de facto Biafra Parliament, joining on the program today. Let's start with Ndubisi first. Ndubisi, No, so you can go back. You can exit and come back later, so that we can get. I think it is distracted. You can exit and come back later on the program. Also, you can just exit and come
I'm
back.
fully back now.
Okay. All right. Now to our brother, please give us your own. In fact, let's go to Ndubisi first. Ndubisi, I think we just need your reaction on this very issue.
Yes, Chinedu, thank you. You know, over the years, I've discovered that black people, Africans, are too emotional in this way. Seriously, both those that are informed, lettered, and those that are not quite interested. Why am I saying that? You can hear, or I've heard what people are saying. 99% of them are quite educated people from their reasoning pattern. You know, people said, that freedom is not given, that you have to fight for that. And people said that it's a war. We fight a war. See, when I look at it, my simple conclusion is that most people don't even understand what they want. And most of us here don't understand what we want. Of truth, because we are here to educate our people, to sensitize the public, and to give our people sense of direction. You know, there are certain things that are not discussed on air, social media. Chinedu, like you have a dog, Nkita, and we all know about dogs. Nkita na-agba ụja anara atalụ. Dog that barks too much. Whoa. Every time he's barking, he doesn't bite. But nkịta anara agba ụja, just ọbụgodo na ọ chọrọ ịgba ụja, o mee ya quietly. That one bụ the deadlier dog. The issue of war is not discussed on social media. It's strategy. The war we are fighting now is intellectual war, intellectual engagement. So, why the rest of Nigerians are scared of us or Igbo people are that we have quite intelligent people all over the world. And those ones are not talking. We have people in top ranking position in the American government, in the American military, even in UK. We have people in very strategic position. These ones are not talking. Even in Nigeria, you know, we've met even professors that are too well strategic in their approach, but they don't talk. They won't come to social media and start backing and start talking. So the message now is this: we are sensitizing our people, and because this platform is for the masses, the ordinary people. Most of these bourgeois, the technocrats, and the politicians also follow us. Chinedu, you can bear me witness. We've gone to so many places. They told us that what we are doing here, we are doing the right thing. We are operating within the line. I've seen somebody from America called. He said, if they kill you, kill them. If they kill one, kill 100. You know, some of these guys are educated people. But you don't say such thing in social media. You don't say you are in somebody's land and somebody kill you one, you kill 100, and meanwhile you are in the land. And you don't say evacuate Hope Uzodinma, sack him, take him out. How do you take him out? Taking him out has to be done strategically, has to be done politically, has to be done legally. Do you have the gun or the gun in the world to confront or to engage Nigerian soldiers? Or or to remove a sitting governor. Can you do that? Or just by talking, you know? So this platform will continue sensitizing the people. Like the last person that called, or not the last person that said, look at Nigeria is not working. Chinedu, you were in England, you've seen what happened in Obi case, there will be one election and the bra 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 bra. That person that is called, how many people in Lagos even have voters card? How many people voted? Forget the last minute rushing. Igbos, our people have never been part of the political process. They they don't believe in that, and most business traders in Lagos don't believe in casting their vote. To them, they don't our business. It's not our business. They let politicians go to government house. So long as you don't bother them in their day-to-day or their importation business, they don't care. If you like, you put 6 million naira on one container, they will add it to the goods. That is our people's mentality over the years. But P2B now inspired them. That was why they came out at the 11th hour and they started rushing. They started rushing. How many of them succeeded in getting voters cards? So many of them didn't succeed. But now this platform is saying that it is our constitutional right to have our voters card. In America, Martin Luther King fought over the years for blacks to be allowed, just to be allowed to cast their vote, to be part of the electoral process. That agitation lasted for decades before blacks were given that opportunity to vote. But here in Nigeria, we have that opportunity, we have that mandate. The last person that said, oh, no, nobody. What of LSOT? LSOT PDP wanted to Kwechiri so that he will not win. If not the efforts of Aba boys, Abians, that insisted that they have to vote and they protect their vote. And because of that inspiration, Professor Otinan, because people were there. If people were not out to fight, Professor Oti wouldn't have stood at ground. Together with that local government returning officer that stood up and said that the vote must count. In Enugu, they stood their ground, but they didn't stand to the to see through. You know, the Labour Party won in Enugu State. Do one mistake or the other, you know, the PDP succeeded, and those PDP that succeeded, are they any people? Are they Yoruba people? Is it not the same Igbo people? So power is a struggle that we have to start from our homeland to fight for power and ensure that we put the right people in government. The same thing with Anambra State. I am what Andy Oba did in Anambra State. Andy Oba bought almost everybody. He bought almost everybody. Anybody that, in fact, that is worth to be bought, he bought them over. But the people in question share with or without their money. You can see market women resisting his offer. And at the end of the day, we ensure that Soludo, Abga, won. If the people didn't do that, APC, Andoba was APC, Buhari was in power, he believed that he would use federal might to flush people out. But only Anambra, Ekwechil, and get him at the end of the day. My dear, this platform is here to sensitize the people, and that is why I'm part of the Biafran de facto customary government. We've been in this Biafran struggle for the past 10 years under Ike Factus there, Ezozobo. We've been preaching for political solution to the issue thing, but it's only that Nigeria is appreciating the wrong people who are making the wrong noise. They will now hype them, give dog a bad name to kill him, you know. So what we are saying is that this is a political process. We will solve it through political struggle, legal struggle, because independent struggle, you have right to express yourself, but there are certain rights that will not be allowed here. As far as BVI and what we are doing, good governance minister and Biafran de facto customary government is concerned. Thank you, Chinedu. Let me rest my case here.
Thank you, Ndubisi, for that very submission. I appreciate your joining and being part of this submission. Let me bring in my brother. Let him give us his own submission with respect to the issue that has been on the review. My brother Mbadike, go on with your submission, please.
Yes, once again, I thank you for this program. You know, at least we're getting our people. When we supposed to know better. If you ask more into Germany and other places in Europe, war, you keep asking them. You see war where you was living in Ukraine and you run away from there and you still calling for war. You have to take the best alternative route for your, freedom. If the referendum is there, if restructuring is there, if the regional government is there, you better grab it. You can see what menace that is happening in our land in the name of ESN and the rest of it. Most of the people in part of Anambra and Imo State haven't been home since the menace started. And you see most of the people from this area, they hide themselves in the Western world, in African countries, they're still calling for war. You see war in your doorstep and you run away, you couldn't even go home to challenge your own people, not even Fulani, that our people keep talking about Fulani. 99.9% of what is happening in Igbo land today is being done by the Igbo people, not Fulani. And when our people get this information into their thick skull, we'll be able to get where we're going. We need to mop up our home, get all these youths that are doing all this thing in our land, which are not the Fulanis, they are all Igbo people. And most of our people know it, but they're always using this escape, messages, Fulani is Fulani. And when you call these people, you find that it's somebody from your community that are bringing people from a different community in Igbo to come and face their own people. One thing with our people in the Western world that they're always talking about Europe, America. I've been in America for 35 years. You can come out on the street and criticize anybody as far as you don't have a weapon to kill anybody. You can say whatever you want. This is what you call true democracy. But when our people talking about democracy living in the Western world, you ask yourself, are these people living in the Western world, they're calling for war, that they're not going to be on the ground to fight? What logistics do they have for our people that are on the ground to protect themselves? No logistics. You can see an example of what happened with security network they set up in our land. You see any logistics to protect our people, rather impoverishing our people. And you see somebody in the diaspora that wake up 7 o'clock, 3 p.m., 11 p.m., and go about their workplaces. Nobody is disturbing them. But they tell you, hey, it's good for our people to sit home on Monday. Sit home doing what? For the past years that we have been forcing our people to stay at home on Mondays. Have you changed anything? You haven't changed anything. That's why I always tell our people, when you're saying something, you need to sit down and think what you're saying, whether it's possible or not possible. You don't have anybody that is supporting you. You don't have any money to equip yourself, and you're calling for war. How are you going to afford this war? It's not kind of ignorance that our people are going through. Everybody open their mouth, they talk anyhow they want because they're in their comfort zone. But our people that are home are the ones suffering the pain. And when you call this, most of us are in diaspora to bring money for them to buy rice, they will be telling them, I gave you money last month. Why are you calling me this month? Because you make them to stay home on Monday, not going about their business. So we have to mop up our land. Problem we're having in Biafra land today is being caused by Biafra, 90% of it. Thank you, Chinedu. I'll stop here.
Thank you very much, Mbadike, for your submission. I really appreciate that, your submission. it is really, really very, very, very timely. Okay, and we'll be wrapping this program up any moment from now. And those of you who have joined, those of you who have called, the lines are still open, I think, for the next 5 minutes for you to make your submission. Anybody that calls now, we take your call and close the program. But before then, what is the way forward? To me, I'm looking at this thing as a ploy. If you ask me, this Arewa Consultative Forum as a ploy to induce our people to take the option of war. Hello, good evening. This is BVI Channel 1, and you are live on Biafra Discourse.
Good evening, you are speaking with.
We can't hear you.
Am I coming out clear, sir?
Okay, you speak up a little bit higher. Let's hear you.
Okay, to just wrap up what I have to say. In summary, I want to say that we have to insist that we are non-violent, first of all, so that anything we are doing within Nigerian context is against us. Because if we take the wrong approach, the same thing that happened in the time in 1967-1970 war will happen. If you can remember, the first ceremonial president of Nigeria, the time that Zikiwe left Nigeria to their struggle in 1968. And then the war was already advancing. Then he advised Ojukwu to allow them to go about this struggle diplomatically. Before then, he had made arrangements with his international friends, trying to get recognition for Biafra. And building institutions like banks and government institutions will set up government for Biafra in case the war ends. Now, it was unfortunate that our People's General did not listen to his advice. Then he used the blackmail of substitution. So the point I'm trying to make is that in the de facto customary government, we are very, very careful in our strategy, trying to make sure we do not repeat that same ugly history. So our people have to be very, very clear, understanding our position in this struggle. We are together with every other group that wants to achieve Biafra in the peaceful process. Whether you are coming from the ADF, whether you are coming from Ohane and Igbo, as long as you are not joining forces with the enemy and you don't want to play the game in a way that it will turn the table around against Igbo people. Because to be frank with you, these people are looking for excuses to destroy what we are building. A very good example is the 2014 confab that was held in the time of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. I can bet you that this man is the best governor, the best president in Nigeria. But for him to have done that level of consultation, provided the environment, the necessary environment for everybody to participate in that particular conference, knowing the intention of that conference was to negotiate the existence of Nigeria. The Hausas were involved, Fulanis were involved, the Westerners, the Yorubas were involved, and Biafrans and South people were involved in this discussion. So he accessed the field, building 13 universities across Nigeria. So nobody had a gigantic government not to have participated in the conference. But now look at how they sabotaged his effort, and nobody is looking at that particular conference. The Buhari government came and swept the thing under the carpet because they had in mind that if anything will happen and Jesus unity is negotiated, the first people that will leave Nigeria is the Biafran people. Because this has been our cause since the inception of Nigeria. So the people
Okay, no, so you'll be wrapping up again. You should be wrapping up because I
Okay,
think
all
we are
right,
not
sir.
hearing you clearly and you don't have time.
Okay, all right, sir. If we can have that capacity to continue from where we log stuff and even make the work more easier for us by calling for referendum, it will be very, very good. So that's my position this evening. Thank you so much, Mazi Chinedu. And thank you, Biafrans, for this opportunity.
All right, thank you very much, and to you and to those who joined in this conversation. We appreciate every one of you, those who joined visually, those who called, those who dropped their comment, and those who couldn't reach us on this platform. Please, we ask you join us next week Monday on this very conversation, Biafra Discourse, live on this platform where we tell you undiluted truth. I am Asuchirot Peters, and on this note, I am signing out from the program tonight, saying stay blessed at all time, and above all, stay safe. Please stay connected on this platform by also hitting on the share button and subscribe for more videos. I'll be dropping immediately after this program the video of what happened in Imo State. Let me flash it quickly here, where they said they discovered Ogbunigwe. What actually was discovered is what I'll be dropping like a bomb on the platform BVI Channel 1. So immediately after this program, go to our platform channel, our YouTube channel. You will see the video I'll be dropping so that you see how horrible the situation is with the Nigerian security operator, especially the military. So shameful what they actually recovered in the name of Ogbunigwe. So make sure you join me in watching that video and share it widely, okay? Because I'll be dropping it immediately after this live broadcast. Thank you for watching. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing. And before I go, I will encourage you, for those of you who want to join our cooperative, please call our numbers that is also being displayed, 08104545533, and we will together make our homeland a better place. There is nothing like freedom. Freedom is not given, it is taken. But you must know and understand how. And that is what we're doing on this platform. And on this note, bye-bye. Have a wonderful weekend.